the spring fundraiser marches on.
So, guys, a little shorter of a podcast, but thanks so much for already seeing so many donations from podcast listeners.
Love it.
It's been so sweet. So if you have a chance to donate, we're getting RadioU funded, and we're the Riot on RadioU.
We are.
So if you only are a podcast listener, it's still important to check out and maybe help support our podcast by donating a gift of money of some sort. If you check out RadioU.com, if you have our RadioU app, you can click on donate, or if you text the word give to 877-2 RadioU, a link will come back to you and you can donate, and then put in the comment section podcast listener, because we love to recognize you guys and want to thank you even more.
Today in the podcast, some things that we talk about include, but are not limited to, Nikki thinks I have a problem.
Do I? We'll find out.
Yeah, I think maybe you have a problem.
Don't say that as just like you're coping way back. You can't just throw that out there.
Well, we're going to talk about AirPods, aren't we?
Well, that's not a problem.
It's not?
It's not.
It's weird because it seems to me that every time they put out an AirPod, you have to buy it.
That's not. This is the second time they put out the AirPods.
So every time they put out an AirPod.
That's not a. Yeah, whatever. That's not a good comparison.
I think it is, because I think that I spent as much money on Blu-rays last year as you spent on AirPods this year.
Those were always gifts. Eric bought me one pair as a gift, so it doesn't count.
Well, I'm not a kept woman like other people are, okay? I'm out there getting my own. So, whatever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back to the podcast, shall we? Let's just keep going. Let's just...
I don't even remember what to say.
What else did we talk about,
We talked about Aquaman.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Okay.
There's more, but I don't remember.
Enjoy the podcast.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Cash rules everything, including the riot. No cash equals no riot. Give at 877-2-RADIO-U.
I made a big mess in the kitchen.
You did a what?
I made a big mess in the kitchen.
Were you refilling something, or what did you do?
Well, here was the thing, okay? Everybody paying attention. We buy these big bags of coffee because we don't do... Man, it's like Texas around here. We don't do nothing small. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so we bought some bulk coffee, and I got to the bottom of the coffee, and... it was just enough for me to brew a pot today. Now, listen.
Then you had to refill it?
Then I had to refill from the bag to the container. See, that's a part of the process a lot of people around here doesn't even know happens.
They just think it's always in the container.
They think that little white container fills itself. Well, let me tell you what, it don't. Somebody got to fill it.
First off, thank you for being the one to do that. But you made a mess.
Servant's heart. Well, I was going to clean it up, but I had to go find something to close the bag after I filled the container.
You just got coffee everywhere.
Yeah, and so Nikki actually, she came in and cleaned up some of what is not her mess because she does not drink the coffee. Now, there's a lesson here.
There is.
There is. And I'll tell you what, a lot of you guys listen to Radio U and you're like, you know what? The container's always full.
You don't even know that it costs money to run Radio U and that we don't have commercials, so we don't make money that way.
But there are people that come along when you're not looking and they fill the container from the bag. All right. And so we need some people to reach into their bag to fill the container.
Let's think of those as like monthly donators.
Sure.
And then if someone comes in and cleans up after, that's like a one-time gift.
That's right.
So it all helps Radio U. It all helps the coffee.
In order for there to be coffee, there are some people out there taking responsibility. In order for there to be music, there are people out there taking some responsibility.
Hopefully you can help with that. Text the word give to 877-2-RADIO-U, and then Michael and others will join us in about an hour, like I mentioned, for the official kickoff of our Tuesday spring fundraiser.
The Riot needs you to support Radio U so they can keep trying out new Oreo flavors and then tell you what they think. It's the circle of life, after all. Give now at RadioU.com/donate.
You know, they said a listener-supported station like ours could never make it.
But look at that. We've outlasted everybody else who said that. So thanks to your support.
You know what else they said? there's no way that Burger King is going to serve a burger that's a Whopper that ain't got no meat in it.
So wait, before you say that, just a reminder for our spring fundraiser. If you want to text the word give to 877 to Radio U, that same number you text all the time for requests and just to say hello, text the word give. You'll get a link for our fundraiser to help support. So do that now.
877 to Radio U.
So are they doing a meatless burger or what? Because they did that.
Are you familiar with the Impossible Burger?
Yes, I am. It's the rage.
Okay. Oh, it makes you angry?
No, it's all the rage. It's like very popular.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense when you say it like that.
There's a couple of variations of it, so I don't know like which one's which, but I think it was not Del Taco, but Carl's Jr., I think, or one of those is also going to be offering this like... It's the popular meatless burger.
Everybody wants a meatless burger.
But Burger King had one that was a vegetarian one, and that was pretty good. I had it a few times.
Okay. Well, you know what? Burger King is bringing out the Impossible Burger. Now, it's only in St. Louis for right now.
They're going to test it there?
They are, but they are saying that, and here's their try it and don't taste the difference.
Oh, that's the tagline?
Mm-hmm. Now, is the Impossible Burger, you were saying, like, isn't that the one that's like the lab-grown burger?
No,
or is it
no. It's so convincing. I think that's the one where, like, you squish it and it even looks like, you know, the
like
hamburger.
Blood coming out.
Kind of. Like, it's very spot on with a mock-up. Like, it looks just like and tastes a lot like a hamburger.
Okay, well, like, no offense, Burger King, but I don't trust you guys enough to give me a bloody burger. So I don't know if I want to squeeze my Whopper and get like some blood. Plus, but it's plant blood.
It also depends too on like how far you want to go to this. If you're doing that, I'm sure it's vegan. It might be vegetarian, but I'm not sure. But then like, are they going to do the flame broiled on the same flame that does all the other meats? You know, how are they going to prepare it?
I don't know.
Do they have their own special section for it? And I'm sure every Burger King will learn to be respectful of that section.
Yeah, well, they do say that they're kind of making an April Fool's joke of it, or like they did, because it launched yesterday.
Real?
But they say it's real.
Okay.
So, like, it's not...
No business should ever do any announcements anywhere the weekend or the week leading up to April Fool's Day for yesterday.
Yeah, there were some real groaners yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's how it goes.
Hey, you know what? Groaner or not, I want you to know the spring fundraiser ain't no joke. So we are continuing it today. You can go ahead and get in now, RadioU.com/donate. And just to be clear, we are all the beef, none of the fake.
Okay, we've crunched the numbers, and at the rate we're going, if you want to keep the riot on the air, you need to donate.
I would like you to crunch those numbers again.
Donate now at RadioU.com. It's the spring fundraiser.
Yes,
okay,
that's a sigh. That's quite a sigh.
It's something that we've known and we've talked about, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I want, it's like I just want the world to know, including online advertisers, that just will not stop giving me little pop-ups like, hey, wouldn't you love to have this? I didn't like Aquaman, okay?
Every time I
didn't like it.
I see the ads for it all the time because they're like, oh, it comes out. It's either out now or is out later this week or something, digitally or just everywhere.
I think it's out today.
And so I keep laughing at it because every time I look at it, you're like, oh, he doesn't like this.
They're just like, you like it? You like it? I'm like, but I don't like it. Yes, you do. You like it.
It wasn't the worst you've ever seen.
No, but okay, it's not. Everybody acted like, oh, man, they got it now. They got their act together. It's the best. It's not. It's not.
But Aquaman came out in December. There wasn't a whole lot of other, outside of the Spider-Man one.
Are we drunk on Christmas? What's going on?
I think that's the best time. And remember, there wasn't any flashy superhero stuff in the fall. So people were just itching for something.
You think they were just primed and ready?
They were missing it, and it was fine. Like, it was just good enough. Just good enough.
I'll tell you what. I feel like you just hit the nail on the head right there. Quote, unquote, good enough.
And if you don't live in a warmer climate in December, you'll do anything to think about the water.
Okay, that's fine.
It's like
that's fine.
It's a vacation.
But that's why I feel like it's important for us to circle back around to this conversation because, you know, it's out now. Mm-hmm. They're like, come and get it at the box and all this stuff. Rent it now on iTunes. I'm constantly inundated.
Is this bothering you?
Yeah, it's bothering me. It is. I just want to set people down and just be like, listen, I'm not saying that you don't think you like it. I know you think you like it.
Well, maybe it's okay that they like it more than you.
No. But Nikki, here's the thing: is like they're deluded. All right,
Are you sure?
They've been lied to by advertising. They've been lied to by friends.
I don't know. It's got the Jason Momoa guy in it.
They've been lied to by online influencers.
He seems very nice.
You know what, Nikki?
Very kind man.
Can you imagine if we turned this around and I started talking about like, oh, peppermint.
People do that, though.
Yeah, see, you know what I think? I think we should live in a world where ugly people could be Aquaman. That's what I think.
Sorry you didn't get casted. Not that you're, but in
This,
normal day-to-day people.
As a complete side note, do you know something I think they should do?
What?
Put out a Superman movie where he just looks normal. Because, and by normal, just like your average person, Superman's strength doesn't come from his muscles. It comes from the sun. So realistically, Superman could be some scrawny little dude because it's the sun that gives him his power.
Who was the one who played him a long time ago?
Christopher Reeve?
No.
George Reeves?
No, I'm thinking Spider-Man.
Okay.
No, I was thinking Spider-Man.
Tobey
Maguire. Yeah, because like they would, for Spider-Man, not pick anybody who's too bulky.
Yeah, well, Superman we don't draw him that way. We're on a whole other thing now. I'm just reminding you that you got fooled once by Aquaman.
Save your money. Don't spend it this week.
Don't get fooled again, okay? And remember, you got some friends over here that are trying to do their non-commercial deal.
Unless you liked it, because then you could probably afford to do both.
They think they like
think they
it,
do,
but they didn't.
So if you want to help support, text the word "give" to 877-2 RadioU. You'll get a link back and a reminder. So then, if you could support this morning, we'd love to have you a part of our spring fundraiser.
If the Riot isn't giving you their opinions on things no one cares about, then who will? Support the Riot and Radio U by calling 877-2-RADIO-U or going to RadioU.com.
So, Nikki, how are those AirPods working out for you?
I love my new AirPods. Are they like life-changing and like the most different compared to the previous ones? Outside of the charging on a pad, like a charging mat, there's not a huge amount of difference. I haven't gotten to like the battery cap yet of like realizing, they last so much longer.
Right.
But just placing them on the charging pad, that has been nice.
Well, for you and I, anytime we come up against a like battery life kind of thing, it's less of a deal for us because of the lifestyles that we lead.
Sure.
We drive our own cars. We're not commuting. We're not walking across campus. And by not commuting, I mean, we're not riding the bus.
So I'm not sitting there for a long, long, long time using them.
Right.
So I usually am fine battery-wise.
Nikki uses them in the gym. #GymBrag. Humble brag.
And I use them at night, usually for an hour. So if I'm watching a show, I'll still, even though if it's just me sitting there, I don't know why, in front of the TV, I'll sit there and watch it on my phone with AirPods in.
Yeah, but you're getting better sound out of your AirPods than you would out of your
That's true. That makes me feel better hearing that. And I don't want to disturb if anybody else is around.
That's what I'm here for, Nikki.
Thank you.
I'm here to help you feel better about you.
much.
Now, Apple hasn't released any, I don't believe, official numbers, but according to some research here by Counterpoint Research, they track a lot of different things in the marketplace.
Yeah.
They say that fourth quarter last year,
All right.
We bought 12.5 million wireless headphones.
So not just Apple ones?
Right. But 60% of those
are AirPods.
Were AirPods.
Dude, I see people wearing AirPods everywhere.
I know,
and
all the time.
And if not, you might be wearing the generic ones that you bought from Amazon all the time that look like AirPods, but they're not.
You know what? I just find myself, it happened again today. I saw a guy walking through the gym, and he had like the one AirPod in, and I was like, man, I want to do that.
Have you tried the Samsung ones?
No.
I see those I don't see them everywhere, but I see the ads for them everywhere. I watch a lot of...
I'm sure that's true.
No, I just see them everywhere. I watch a lot of Korean stuff, and Samsung, you know what? Is everywhere.
I'm at a point right now where I'm good.
You're fine.
I am. Like, I have my earbuds that I have now are just fine. My workout, unless my workout headphones die or something.
You're not in the market.
We just need to stay.
Stay focused.
Stay content. And you know what? You're not going to hear a message on contentedness from a commercial radio station. Radio U's non-commercial, baby. Keep it that way.
That's right. Consider help and support. 877-2-RADIO-U.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give RadioU a donation and the Riot will live stream themselves eating for a lifetime. It's the Spring Fundraiser on RadioU.
So 2 things in your community that work together. Drugabuse.com. It's run by a place called the American Addiction Center. And guess what they deal with?
Addiction. Yeah.
And so they say that on-the-job drug use. Now, if you had to, they're counting alcohol as a drug. Mm-hmm. If you had to say to me the amount of the American population that they say is using a drug of some kind in a legal, well, I guess alcohol is not
legal and illegal way?
Well,
because I think prescription drug abuse is way more prevalent than we think it is.
I don't think they're putting that on the list.
You don't think so?
There's like alcohol is their like most abused substance in the workplace. Second, marijuana is the second highest. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a list. Nope, you know what? You're right. OxyContin makes the list. Valium makes the list. So, yeah, like prescription drugs would work too.
It might be things where legally they were prescribed to at first, but you've gone above and beyond your prescription and it's now something different. How much of the percentage would I say?
Yeah.
Of people working while on stuff?
Yeah, while drunk or high or whatever.
I'm going to say maybe 30%.
Hey, that's pretty good. They said 20. They said 25.
I remember I fractured my wrist once, and I was at the emergency room, and I'm just living in my own little happy world. You know, like I think, most people are doing great. And I remember the guy was like,
most people are doing great.
like pretty good, and we're not breaking any laws, right? And the guy goes, "Hey, are you on anything?" And he was so casual about it. I was like, "Well, no, I mean, I took a Tylenol because it hurt before I got here." And he's like, "You sure you're not on it?" Mostly he was just asking, "Are you on weed or something?"
Right.
And I was like, "No." And then I go, "Listen, is that really?" And he goes, "You'd have no idea. Majority of the people that he sees are on something that could affect when you go into the ER."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah, everybody's on something. Everybody's on something."
Not
I was like,
everybody.
"No, I'm not." But it's way more popular than you think it would be. Or it's more of, not popular, but
prevalent.
It's more of an addiction than we realize.
More of a thing than we know about. Well, they say that 66% of people admit to drinking alcohol at some point in their career while they were on the job.
Aww.
So
it's bad because you really have an addiction to it if you can't stop for times when you are supposed to stop.
Like we were supposed to stop.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, like real talk. I think that if we went into people that work third shift, these numbers are higher because, dude, there are a couple of places there are a couple of places I stop in to get like some coffee or soda or something to eat. And man, there's one guy in particular. That dude is ripped all the time.
Every day.
And he runs the cash register. And like, I have watched him. It's like he's having a hard time figuring out how much money to give back to me. And I hate to be that guy, but I'm counting it every time. Because that dude is just like,
well, see, that's what I don't understand. Because I know a lot of places require drug testing to get a job. That's one thing.
True.
So you sober up or you're just clean enough to get the job. But don't they monitor things while it's going on? Like, isn't the gas station watching this guy, or is it hard to find someone to work that shift?
Probably hard to find somebody that works that shift. Somebody doesn't complain, like,
because he's so out of it.
I don't know.
As long as he shows up, I think that's what places are.
This guy didn't work at a gas station.
Oh, he didn't? That's what you said.
I'm not going to say what arches he works under, but like it's not a gas station.
I gotcha.
So, yeah. So like he's not there all alone.
Sure.
But man, it is wild. I'll have to admit those numbers are higher than I thought they would be. Like, just honestly, like I didn't expect the numbers to be as high as they are.
Here comes a friendly reminder. It won't become a problem if you don't get into it. So don't get into it.
And you know what? If you are into it, real talk.
Try to get out of it.
You can. You can. One place you could start, RadioU.com/free gift. You could even, I'll tell you, just about anywhere you go, you could walk in and get help. And if you think like, well, I can't afford it, there are places that you can get treatment that you don't have to pay. So just poke around. And I mean, like, real talk, all jokes aside, if you got something you can't quit, it's time to quit. Like, get some help.
That is that sign.
Yeah.
For sure.
Here's something to consider. If the riot were to disappear, where would you find your example of what not to do every day? Support now at RadioU.com/donate.
Nikki, you need good influences in your life.
We do.
That's one of the reasons why you need Radio U. Actually, why you need to keep Nikki on the air so that I can come in here and get a good influence.
Okay.
It's important.
That we're here for you?
Yeah, it is. Because you guys know that I have a problem, and that problem is video games and movies, sometimes books.
You like buying them. You don't go too much, but you have a lot. From your whole history of it.
There's a history. That's right. That's right.
There's a history of it. So I don't want people thinking like you go crazy every day.
Not every day.
But you do buy a lot over time.
I don't like you saying it like that.
I don't know how else to say it.
Because I'll just tell you, like, let's take a look here. I want you to know in the last 3 months, I've bought 1 Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I bought 2 video games.
Okay.
In 3 months? Like that? Doesn't that seem quasi-reasonable?
It does.
You don't think? Look at you.
No, I feel like because you look for so many deals.
You feel like
I feel like you're in the hole, and it just happened to be a good couple of months. Where you kept them down.
Shut up. Nikki's like, you know what?
Going back, remember the addiction in the workplace?
Yeah. Okay. I only had 2. I feel like I've done really well. No, you don't think so.
I do.
You don't.
Think that
you're
you
like
have.
you're just like you're doing good, but it's environmental. We put you in the wrong environment.
No, but
you're losing control.
I feel like you hurt yourself because I can't tell.
You're one steam sail away from it all falling apart.
Pretty much, and everybody feels like they feel I think that you're in it more than you actually are.
Truth to that,
but he's not.
So I got some negative influences in my life. All right, I have a group of people that
are forum. A Reddit forum?
No, these are IRL people.
Okay.
They are trying They're trying to get me to buy another copy of The Division 2 on the PlayStation so that I can play with them.
Oh, some of our listeners too.
Yes.
I know they've been all over you for that.
There have been multiple listeners who are like, bro, what's your deal? Get on this. And then I have a few people that I know that are like, oh, we're playing on PlayStation. How come you're not playing on PlayStation? I'm just like, man, stop it.
But you bought on the PC.
I know. It's lonely over there. I've got no friends.
Well, then why'd you buy it on the PC in the first place?
Because I never have any friends, so why is this any different? And you know what I told him? And Ryan, you know who you are. He's like, we gonna play together every night. And I was like, Ryan, you and I both know that's a lie.
The second you buy the game, everybody's going to scatter.
Like, you know what? We're done playing that. We're over it. It's so stupid. I hate this game. Why did we ever play it anyway?
I hate you.
And you know what? Only dumb people buy it. And you bought it twice, so you're twice the dumb. So stupid.
I would be worried that is exactly what would happen. Like, I feel like you're too late.
I feel like you're right.
But it's good to have friends to play games with. So what if you've got to cultivate that? So you got to go where the people are.
You know what I try to do, Nikki? I try to be content. That's one. Nikki doesn't feel like I'm doing a good job of that.
I do feel like you're doing just fine.
I try to. It's nice to be invited.
I know, that's the hard thing. You want to be friends with people.
You don't have, even if you can't go to the party, it was nice to get an invite, right?
If you can't go to a real party, at least you can go to one, in the game.
But I can't, because I don't have it on the PlayStation. But
How
you know
much
what?
Is it on the PlayStation?
Too much.
60?
I paid my money.
Is it 60?
It is.
I thought you saved some on the Division 2 for PC.
I got it for 50.
Okay, well, is there something you can sell? Another old game? Sell a couple of those, and then it's not like you're spending money?
I thought about that too.
Yeah, why you sell some stuff?
Might go do some trading.
Yeah,
but that's the thing time. Is you and I both know.
Yeehaw.
As soon as I trade that in, all of a sudden nobody's playing.
Yeah, but then you can trade the Division 2 in and try to get faster on the next game.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I feel good. I'm good. I feel good. No. Okay, look.
Anybody wants to text 877-2-RADIO-U if you want him to play on PlayStation, would you play with him?
Oh, no, you're all liars.
Are we begging?
You know what? Why don't you guys just save us all the hassle and you go ahead and text 877-2-RADIO-U with give. You can give to Radio U. I'm giving to Radio U. And we can kick the Tuesday of the fundraiser off.
The right way.
Yeah.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.